story gets real good.
Mark, good afternoon, sir.
Jeffrey, good afternoon. And you look fabulous, as does your backdrop.
Oh,
You're
well,
like
thank
the
you.
third version of old man, right? Perfectly best. I love it.
Thank you. This was a fantastic film, Mark. Congratulations, and just an incredible film. So thank you.
Thanks so much, and thanks for taking the time to watch it and speak with me.
It's a simple premise. A lost hiker finds an old man living alone in a cabin, and this tense relationship begins. As I was watching this movie, Mark, I kept thinking to myself, this is an actor's movie in every sense of the word, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, it really is. Yeah, because it used to be a play. Like initially it was a play. So naturally it really lent itself to, there was a lot to dig your teeth into.
And since it was one setting for one story, the cabin itself, did you have a short shooting schedule, or this looks like you could have made this pretty quick?
Yeah, well, actually, I think we filmed it over a few weeks, and so it wasn't too long. But I feel like everyone was just so prepared, and we were just ready to go. And I feel like there were days where we would be shooting, and let's say we were supposed to stop having done X amount of pages, and all of a sudden we're like, oh my God, we went 5 pages past that, because it just really lent itself to that, because like I said, it was a play, and we would get into it and we would just start going, and it's almost like you didn't want to stop. You wanted to just keep that scene and keep that momentum going. So it's bizarre. I mean, we never, on any set you feel like, oh, I wish I could have another take, or you felt rushed, and just didn't feel that here.
And like you said, it was originally started out as a play. Did you rehearse it as such?
We did rehearse, of course. It was during the pandemic, so a lot of Zoom. It was the Zoom boom, and Lucky McKee, Stephen Lang, and I got on Zoom, and we would just rehearse it, and we would read it and read it and read it, and then when we get together, we be in each other's hotel rooms and talking about it and rehearsing. So I'm a big fan of that, and we did do that. So.
And someone like myself who did theater in high school and in college. So I was wondering, did Stephen Lang ever surprise you during any of the scenes? Because when you do something in a play atmosphere, sometimes they do something a little different, maybe a gesture, or maybe something that kind of threw you off or did something different.
Something I'll say is there's two things that come to mind, and that's really cool that you did that and you have that experience. So that's a cool question. The one thing I'll say is that, because of his experience in theater, and obviously just his experience in general, he was really good with having ideas with blocking. So, I mean, look, Lucky McKee is a tremendous talent and such a phenomenal director. But there were times that Stephen would just be like, he'd just get up, start moving around, be like, I'm going to go here, you go here, da da da. And I was like, okay. So that was a blast, just to not only to learn, but just to see, oh, wow, like here he is really utilizing the space and really, so that I absolutely learned. And also he would remind me. Fortunately, I think it only happened once when I don't think I was giving the scene what it needed, and he was very, very serious to tell me that, and I quickly got it together.
Yeah, you listened, I'm sure.
Yes, I did.
Guy, isn't he?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Well, you have to give a lot of credit to Lucky McKee, because also keeping it interesting. We are in one cabin in one setting. It had to be a challenge for him to, using one set.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Our set, first of all, is gorgeous. I think Lily Teplin, our production designer, and Lucky McKee, and also Alex Fenler, our DP, like those guys were phenomenal, right? I mean, it looks amazing, but you're right. I mean, how do you keep one setting interesting? I didn't have to worry about that. That was all on them. And I feel, and hopefully you do as well, that they were clever as far as how they chose to where to place us in the cabin, and Lucky kept, he was on that, where he'd be like, okay, we've already been here, where else can we go? Have we seen this side? So he was very aware of that the whole time, and hopefully it works.
And applause to your set designer too, because that cabin it was just so much detail in that. It was really a character in the movie itself.
How amazing was that, right? Yeah, I mean, it's. I thought she did such a phenomenal job, inspired by the paintings of Andrew Wyeth. So her and Lucky really spent that time, and yeah, she nailed it.
I think my favorite line in the whole movie was, "Eating people is gross." I thought that was really funny.
Totally funny, huh?
Yeah,
Isn't that great? Yeah.
It's funny. I went to film school as well, and I always remember a film teacher told us about always remember or notice the first shot and the last shot of a movie, you know? And so the definition of bookending a film without giving anything away happens in Old Man. I mean, it literally bookends. Think about the first scene and think about the last scene. And I was blown away by that. I just thought that was such a great way to kind of, like I say, bookend the movie into perfection. It was really, really incredible moment.
Oh, wow. That's so cool. I'll remember that you said that too. That's interesting that you learned that. And yeah, hopefully we did that well.
And also, you know, as producer as well on the movie, there were multiple shots of the mountain lion. And I just wanted to know, if it's not a spoiler or not, what does that mean to you? Because it was significant to see. I mean, it wasn't by chance that you kept showing the mountain lion and even towards the end of the film. So is there something that it means to you in the movie, or?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, I think, you know, that particularly was, I would say that probably came from the great mind of Lucky McKee. And I think, actually, I love that we just said that. I can hear my dog just started howling. So maybe she heard us talking about the mountain lion. She's like, what's going on in there?
Rascal, is that you?
Rascal, is that you? That's my Rascal. You know, I think that the mountain lion represents, obviously, you know, that in his mind, that tragic thing that happened, but we know, of course, what the mountain lion really is, what the mountain lion really represents. So I think it's frankly probably Lucky just doing what he does best and building that tension, that suspense, and that mystery. And he did love that mountain lion. He was thinking of all the different ways of shooting that thing. Yeah.
Other things I love to talk to you about, but it would spoil the film, you know. So
right.
I mean,
right.
I just love how the relationship between you and Stephen Lang's character, the old man, how it just began as this adversary, you know, sort of ridiculousness, and then it just kind of evolved into this almost like father-son relationship. You know, it just the walls came down, and I didn't think, you know, it just happened. It was I wasn't expecting an emotional film. I was expecting more of a thriller. You know what I mean? But
totally.
yeah, it was overpowering. It really was. So I wasn't expecting that. And Stephen Lang, oh my gosh, I've seen him all the horror films and Avatar. And I mean, if this man doesn't get a nomination, you know, for this movie, I mean, this was just one of his best roles.
You know, I'm so happy to hear you say that, because I absolutely agree. You know, and he really was phenomenal in this, and such a blast to work with, and just he should get nominated. So I hope he does.
Well, you did an excellent job. Congratulations. And I love the running time too. You didn't stretch it out to make it so long, because, you know, because it could get wordy. You know, it's like a play. It could get wordy, but you know what? It was just perfect. It really was. So.
Right. Well, again, another testament to all the wonderful people. Zach Becerra, our editor, you know, also our other producers, Aaron Kuntz and Cameron Burns and Ashley Stain. We just had such a cool, phenomenal team. Andrew Smetic was our sound guy, who was phenomenal too. I just feel this need to be like, hey, you guys, these people are so good, so talented, and you know, excited to celebrate all of their work when it comes out soon.
Well, congratulations to you and to all your crew, and it was just a great experience. So thank you so much for joining me today, and let's talk again soon.
Thanks, Jeffrey. Likewise. Thanks for the time. I appreciate it.